the people who say that Ripple is somehow your word, the devil, it's because we're partnering with the man. We decided if you want to enable an internet of value, you got to connect to the repositories of value, and the repositories of value are the banks.
We'll see more technology change in the next 10 years, or even in the next few years, than we've seen in the last 50 years. That has been an astounding revelation to me, quite frankly. Artificial intelligence is going to transform the lives of people around the world.
The third way we think CBDC can improve financial inclusion is through what we call programmability. That is, CBDC can allow government agencies and private sector players to program, to create smart contracts, to allow targeted policy functions. For example, welfare payment. For example, consumption coupon. For example, food stamp. By programming CBDC, those money can be precisely targeted for what kind of people can own and what kind of use this money can be utilized. For example, for food. So this potential programmability can help government agencies to precisely target their support to those people who need support.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023 in the first quarter, we would get an event, and now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. We all know this channel is shadow banned. Now, guys, in my Patreon, I keep you up to date with the New World Order events, and then also I give you the New World Order cryptos. But of course, you have to do your own research. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And guys, we have Bitcoin and crypto slightly pulling back. Do not forget we have CME tonight. So we know it's going to move the market. And then once yields start moving in the morning, along with the dollar, we know the market is going to move again. Now, can Bitcoin hit 19,000? Yes, it definitely can. And guys, we know during the third quarter, going into fourth quarter, we're going to have a big pullback. But we also know that the emerging markets are going to start flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. So yes, we're going to have a dip, but then we're going to have a quick comeback. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research. But guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates on Friday, front end moved up, back end moved down. And we had the dollar on Friday move up. And we have volume in crypto right now is down. We have Tether USDC, and then we have the Fed. On Friday, the repo was $1.77 trillion. Of course, that moved up slightly, and we know that the repo is now an indicator for the markets. Do not forget to pay attention to Janet Yellen. And then also, guys, we had Fed now launch, and we know the masses have no idea. The foundation has been laid for Federal Reserve 2.0 on blockchain. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have Fed Jerome Powell in the house this week. We know he's going to say data dependent. We're going to see if they raise rates again. Guys, we already know this economy can't take it. We already over $1 trillion in interest if we stay where we're at right now. And we know eventually the Fed is going to call in all these loans. But we know the central banks are raising rates and run off the balance sheet in order to destroy this legacy market so the fourth industrial revolution can rise. Where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. Now we have the Nigerian Central Bank adds NFC upgrade to eNaira for contactless payments. And guys, we know how old NFC technology is, but we're seeing it being used more and more, especially over in the emerging market. And we know Africa and Asia are the main targets because remember, guys, they did not have the infrastructure like the United States and the West. Now we have Biden on AI. Says that we're going to see more technology in the next few years than we've seen in the last 50. Why is that, guy? No one asks why. Because he knows it's already ready in the back. And you have Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI. We know Elon, Meta, NVIDIA, these handful of big corporations and big banks that own everything, leading the charge in AI. And some of them have been doing this for the last 30 years. especially these big banks. So guys, we know the evil agenda, and that's why I tell you, get in the lab so therefore you don't fall for the devil's tricks. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now guys, do not forget about Grayscale sending about $25.1 billion. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have tokenization of real-world assets come to blockchain. And guys, we know the real agenda. They want to take everything in the real world and put it in the virtual world. So absolutely nothing is real. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have TRM Lab says that ISIS is using Tether and Tron network across Asia. And guys, we know the movie continues. Remember, in order to get to the goal, they must use the Hegelian dialectic, but do not fall for it. Now we have Ripple applies for a crypto license in the United Kingdom. And we know Ripple and Accenture partnered with Swift in order to write a paper about the development of CBDC platforms. And when we see all these agendas pushed, we see Ripple at the forefront helping the bank. And lastly, guys, we have Sam Bankman-Fried's brother plan to buy an island and prep for apocalypse to build a bunker to survive some event where 50 to 99% of people would die. And of course, guys, that sounds like a movie. And we know this whole Sam Bankman-Fried situation was planned out a long time ago. We know what the bank man was really working on. Trillions of dollars of derivatives sitting on blockchain and being ran by an algorithm. Everything else was a distraction, including what's going on now. We do know apocalypse is coming, but it's going to be in the metaverse. And unfortunately, the sheep are going to sign up for it. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.